Hello and welcome back to the channel, fam. I am your host, Vortex from MobileMusicPro.com, your home for mobile music production. And if you're new to the channel, what we do here is release weekly videos teaching people how to produce music. Our goal here is to get as many people producing music as possible, and the easiest, most accessible way to start making music is on your iOS device. So if you do want to help us out with that mission, make sure to smash those likes, subscribe, and share out the show. Now in today's video, we're going to be going through several different places where producers can find loops and samples for their productions. These tools really can come in extremely handy for a variety of different situations, including things like speeding up your productions or getting a vibe together quickly for an artist that's in the studio. And they're also a great learning resource for new producers to get acclimated with popular sounds, which can really help get their production sounding professional as soon as possible. One important concept to keep in mind though is how those samples are actually licensed. What you usually want to look for is something called royalty-free, which essentially just means that you won't have to pay licensing or royalty fees every time you use that sample in your productions. Now this doesn't necessarily mean that licensed samples are bad or anything like that. It's really up to you to decide what you want inside your productions. But we generally believe that samples created with a royalty-free license is better overall for the entire ecosystem. And finally, we are going to be going over a variety of different websites and apps, but if we do miss one that you're familiar with, please make sure to leave it in the comments down below. And now, with that intro aside, let's get right into showing you how to find loops and samples for your iPhone or iPad. Alright, hello and welcome back everybody. We are wishing you the very happiest of the happiest from Mobile Music Pro to wherever you are in the world. Now before we do get started, we did just think that it was important to mention that we actually have a couple of different videos on the channel relating to sampling and this topic. One of those videos is the top 5 AUV3 sampler video and how to use the mini sampler inside Cubasis 3 video. And of course, we'll make sure to provide links to those in the description below. Now, most DAWs actually do come with a bunch of loops and samples to get you started. And since our DAW of choice over here is Cubasis 3, we're going to go ahead and show you a couple of those now. So let's go ahead and get started. And then what we'll do is head to our media browser by tapping on the media button in the top left-hand corner. And we're going to go to audio, and then we're going to find the folder called drum loops and double tap on that. Now this is a folder here that Steinberg has pre-packaged Cubasis with a ton of different sounds. You can actually find over 100 different loops in here, and they're really fun to play with. And we can audition a couple of those for you right now by tapping on the autoplay button. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger here first so you guys can see. And we can actually audition these one by one by going ahead and tapping on one and then tapping on autoplay. Let me just put my headphones on here. And as you can see here, in addition to a bunch of these loops, you'll also get a few different versions of them and a bunch of different fills. And in addition to all these loops, Cubasis does come with a bunch of built-in instruments and samples. So if we go ahead and go to Add at the bottom and then tap on MIDI, and then tap on our instrument here, you can see that we have a ton of different instruments to choose from. And if we scroll all the way down inside of our microsonic instrument here that's built into Cubasis, we can find some drum sounds as well. And these will be indicated by the drum icon symbol here found on the left-hand side. So we can audition a couple of these by tapping on one and then playing a couple of beats with our controller. So as you can see and hopefully hear, there really is a bunch of a variety of different sounds built into this DAW. Alright guys, now there really are a ton of different apps for finding loops and samples on the iPad, so if we do miss any of the ones that are your favorites, make sure to leave those in the comments below. And just a quick disclaimer that we will be going through these apps and websites pretty fast, so if you miss any, definitely make sure to check out the links in the description below, and we'll make sure to have all of these apps and websites timestamped in the video so that if you do miss one, you'll be able to easily find it back in the video. Alright, now the first app that we're going to start out with here is Splice. This is a pretty big, well-known sample and loop website that has been around for a couple of years now. We actually already did a how-to video on using Splice on your iPad, so definitely make sure to check that link out in the description below. So since we did already do a video on that app, we won't be going through too much of it here. And in fact, we currently don't even have an active subscription at the moment, but we did still want to share this app with you as it really is an amazing resource. Now, as you can see, we are in the App Store here and we do have this app pulled up, and we just wanted to remind you that this is a subscription-based app. So that means that you will be paying a monthly fee for a certain number of samples. But what's really cool, guys, is when you do have this app fully downloaded, you will notice that you won't even actually need the desktop app at all to start using this. And this comes in really handy for iOS mobile producers who may or may not have access to a desktop at that time. So we can just pull up a couple of these screenshots real quick for you so you guys can see what it looks like. And it really is a beautiful app. It's really easy to use. It has a nice search button at the bottom of the screen, so you just go ahead and search for your samples, and then you can download them directly to your iPad. And as soon as you do, it'll say right here, as you can see, added to library, and that will appear both in your desktop and your iPad library. And you can search by instruments, you can search by genre, so you can see a variety of instruments here like bass, guitar, FX, keys, and more, and then a bunch of different genres in here like trap, hip-hop, future bass, EDM, and more. So just a ton of different samples and a very affordable monthly price. And the next app on our list is Audiocopy, which will give you access to Loopmasters and a bunch of their samples. As you can see, we do have the app pulled up here, and there just is a huge variety of different sounds to choose from. As we said, this does plug into the Loopmaster library. And if you don't know, loopmasters.com is a huge and great resource, which we'll get into in just a minute. But Audiocopy, as you can see, gives you access directly to them right here. And in fact, they're actually kind of bite-sized versions here, as you can see, because they're pretty cheap prices. We have packs in here for $4.99 and $1.99 even. So for example, we can see here Loopmasters Visions of House will come with 16 loops and 16 one-shots. So not a bad price for $1.99. And you can preview one at any time by tapping one and then tapping on Tap to Play. So very, very cool. You can of course tap again to pause that and then tap outside of that to close it back. You can browse the homepage as we've been doing here, or you can tap on the browse section. And just like Splice and a bunch of other different websites that we'll be talking about today, you will be able to browse through all of these by genre. To do that, you simply tap on the All button on the top left-hand side, and that will show you all the different genres that they support. And then on the top right-hand side, you'll see there's even sorting capability where you can sort by popularity or release date, or even price. So Audiocopy, a very cool app, has been kind of a staple in the iOS music production community for years now, so we're really happy to see them still going strong. And the next app that we want to share with you today is Launchpad by Amplify Music. This is a really great app that actually hooks up with hardware as well. As you can see, we do have a variety of different controllers here all across on the side, and most of those are actually to function with Launchpad. So we really, really like this app, especially for live play. They have a ton of different sounds and sample packs that you can access by tapping on the store on the top left-hand side. You can see we've bought a bunch of different packs from them. We actually love these guys a lot. And then if we tap on the store at the bottom, you can see that you can browse, in addition to the features that they have in this app, a bunch of different sound packs. They have a bunch of free ones in here as well. And of course, they have some staff picks, which is really cool. And then a bunch of different genres. And you can actually browse by genre if you'd like as well by tapping on the Genres button on the bottom of the app. And as you can see, they have pretty much just about every genre under the sun. So we can go back to the My Sound packs here. And we currently have Hip Hop Vitality pulled up. So let's hear what that sounds like by just playing one of these loops. And the app also comes with a variety of different effects that you can use in real time, including things like filters. So just a ton of loops, a ton of samples, and a ton of effects all built into one single app with support for a variety of different MIDI controllers as well. And the next app we want to quickly show you is Blocs Wave. Another great app for finding a ton of loops and samples. As you can see, we have the app pulled up here, and right away we're presented with this honeycomb-like interface, where if we just tap, it will bring up one of the samples that they have in their library. Now, we've purchased a ton of samples from this app, so we actually have a bunch to choose from. If you tap on your browser, you'll then be able to see all the different packs that you've purchased on the left-hand side, and browse through all the sounds here right in the center. So if we go back to Discover, let's see what we can find by just tapping on a few of these sounds. And we can begin auditioning the other parts of the sounds as well, including things like the bass and melody. So let's start doing that. We'll tap on another part of the sound, and we'll tap on bass, and then hit play. And it's really that easy to audition new loops and samples and start getting inspiration right away. Alright, now next up, I want to show you a couple of different websites where you can find loops and samples. However, a disclaimer must be made with websites in that it's pretty hard to verify if the loops and sounds are royalty free or not unless they're coming from a paid website. But nevertheless, we are still going to show you a couple of websites that offer free samples. So the first website that we're going to take a look at here is going to be youtube.com. Now YouTube, of course, is a great resource for a variety of different information, but today we're going to be using it to check out sample packs. So if we go to the search here, some of the search terms that you probably want to look for is something like free samples. You can search for that. And you'll usually be able to find a couple of royalty-free samples. As you can see here, there's a few videos on here that allows for that, including things like this here, this free 90s vintage sample pack, and we can tap on that. Alright, very cool. And you can search for pretty much any genre you'd like. So for example, we can type in the search and type in something like trap samples. Now, of course, you'll get ads at the top for paid samples, but there'll also be a variety of different videos with free samples as well. So you can see right here, samples for trap. But there's pretty much anything and everything you can think of on YouTube. But once again, it is kind of hard to know if these samples have been fully cleared or not, and if they really are royalty-free, as many of these videos claim. Next up, we have Looperman.com. This again is one of those older sites that has been around for years, so they really do have a pretty vast library, and for the most part really can be trusted on to see if these samples are royalty free or not. We've used this website a bunch of times before and never had a problem in the past. So we have the website pulled up here as you can see, and there are a bunch of different ads, but what we want to do is go and click on the loops and samples. Now on this page, you'll be able to filter by pretty much anything you can think of, including searching by the category here, like the instrument, the key, BPM and tempo, and even the genre. So if we go ahead and search for something like acoustic guitar, and we have 1036 loops that pull up. So we can tap on a couple of these. Let's just hit play. Alright, very cool. So as you can see, just a huge variety of different loops completely free at your disposal. And next up we have Cymatics.fm. Now Cymatics has been around for a few years as well and has a ton of different free and paid packs. So if you go to their website and then tap on free downloads, you'll find this page here where you can access thousands of free samples, presets, and more for your music production. You can see they have a bunch of different ones here in a variety of different genres. We have hip hop, we have trap, we have lo-fi, Of course, we have some EDM as well. So just a bunch of different things to choose from. Now, you will of course have to give up your email address, but I do believe that's a pretty fair price to pay for these high quality sounds. And as we said, they do have paid packs as well. So to access those, you just tap on sample packs. And if you do scroll down, you'll be able to see the genres here on the far left-hand side. We have purchased a ton of samples over the years from Cymatics, and Cymatics is actually probably one of the biggest sample pack folders that we have. The next website that we have here is loopcloud.com. Now we have the website pulled up here, and as you can see, they have a ton of different samples as well. What's really cool though is they have this top 10 on the right-hand side, so you can actually see what's most popular. This website is another subscription service like Splice, where you pay a certain amount of money per month for a certain number of samples. And just like Splice, this also comes with a free trial as well. Now, if you look towards the top of the website here, this is where you'll actually be able to filter everything down. You'll be able to filter by instrument. As you can see, just a ton of different instruments here, and you can search by genres as well. And you can even filter by labels and key and BPM. We've also purchased a number of different samples from this website as well, so we definitely trust them. They've been around for a long time. To audition any one of these sounds, you just tap on it, and then tap on the play button over the cover. And what's really cool about this website as well is you'll actually be able to see each individual sound that comes with the sample pack here by scrolling through the bottom. And it'll tell you if this is a loop or a one-shot as well. So all of this searching and browsing capability really comes in handy when you're searching for something specific. Now there really are a ton of different loop and sample websites out there, guys, but again, we're just showing you the ones that we frequently use. And next up on our list is soundtrackloops.com. This was actually created by a pretty prominent member in the iOS music production community named DJ Puzzle. So just like the other websites, you'll be able to easily search or browse by genre. And they currently have over 420 sound packs with 90,000 total loops and samples. So pretty much anything you can think of will be in here, guys. Any type of genre that you're looking for, we can just tap on lo-fi and tap on play. Alright, very cool. And very reasonable prices on this website as well. Most of these items ranging between $15 and $25. So if you are searching for loops, you certainly can't go wrong with soundtrackloops.com. Now, selling sample packs and loops is one of the very viable ways that producers can get by these days. So you really will find pretty much every producer selling sample packs or drum kits in some variety. Now, we'd like to highlight some of those producers, but specifically, we'd like to show you some in the mobile music production community. And the first one we'd like to showcase here is WeSampleEverything.com. Now, these guys actually do a little bit more than just iOS, but still they do have an iOS focus. And like some of the other mobile music producers we'll be talking about today, they also have a YouTube channel. And they really do have a ton of great content on there, including a podcast that launches every Saturday morning. So if you wanted to see what they have for sale here, we can tap on Sound Packs. Now the first thing that will come up is the Beatmakers 3 Scratch Banks by the one and only Misled. Misled, or @CheckOnTheBeat on Instagram, is the proprietor of this website, so you will find a bunch of her content here. So if we scroll down, we can see that there is a bunch of different variety of things to choose from, including a Halloween sound pack, a whole drum kit sample pack, with over 124-bit wave files. Now most of the stuff is hip-hop focused here, but still, there is a bunch of different variety to choose from, including the Slow-Fi pack over here with loops and melodies, and an 808 pack as well. So really a bunch of high-quality sounds from a bunch of high-quality producers. Next up, we have BoloTheProducer.com. Now, just like the previous producer, Bolo also has a fantastic YouTube channel. So definitely make sure to check out his beatmaking videos and tutorial videos if you get a chance. Now, we are on his website, and as you can see right at the top here, we can tap on Shop, and that will bring us to his sample packs. So we have a couple of sample packs to choose from here. The first one is No Limitations, and then the second one is a Bolo Producer 2020 kit. Now, both these packs are $9.99, and you can find the details of them by simply tapping on them. So again, if you guys are enjoying content from these content creators, definitely make sure to support them and buy their sample packs. Next up, we have Marcus Elbow from ElbowMediaStudios.com. Yet another fantastic YouTube content creator. And we are on his website here, and as you can see, he's got a brand new drum pack right here called Keep It Crunk, and this is going to come with a bunch of high quality drum sounds in here for making hip hop music. A fantastic sample pack that I highly recommend. Next up is iPadBeatmaking.com, yet another fantastic YouTube content creator. And we are on his website here, and he has a variety of different sample packs specifically designed for the iPad, very similar to what we're doing. And in fact, we were very much inspired by iPadbeatmaking.com to make sure that all of our sample packs do work with a variety of iPad apps. So we've got the website pulled up here, and right away at the top, you can see that there is samples for a variety of different apps, such as Cubasis 3, Roland Zenbeats, Beatmaker 3, FL Studio Mobile, even Elliott Garage Pulse Kits. If we scroll down, we can see all the different varieties here. Just absolutely fantastic prices on here, between $5 and $15 usually, unless you grab a bundle, which is currently on sale for $30. Now, I highly recommend this producer and all of his packs because I myself have purchased a couple and they just really are fantastic. Probably some of the best and most complete trap sounds I've ever heard. If you are looking for hip hop and trap sounds, you really don't need to look too far beyond iPadbeatmaking.com. And finally on the list today is Electrona Sounds. Now, Dean from electronasounds.com has decades of sound design experience, and in fact has been doing this since the 90s. So you will find a ton of different sample packs on his website, usually focused on electronic genres. In addition to that, you'll also find packs for a variety of different hardware as well. And just like the previous producers, he also has a fantastic YouTube channel full of years of great content. So if we look at the top of the website here, you can see that you can find sounds and samples for things like the Electribe, Digicat, and more. He even has a bunch of desktop VST patches as well. And you'll also be able to find MIDI and of course raw wave files as well. So if we tap on the waves, you can see we have a few coming up here. We have Bassworks here with over 350 bass one shots for only $10. Just great prices around here. Hundreds and hundreds of sounds, guys, for $25 or less. There's just so much variety here, guys. Look at this, for pretty much every single electronic genre you can ever think of. Just a ton of chords, one shots, patches, pretty much anything you guys want. So we highly recommend electronasounds.com. Now again, if we did miss a website or an app or a producer that you guys like, make sure to leave that in the comments below. And now on to the shameless plug, folks, from Mobile Music Pro. Now, Mobile Music Pro is dedicated to providing resources and information for mobile music producers, and that includes things like sample packs. Now, we've already released a couple of free sound packs that actually have more sounds in them than most paid packs. And we also have plans to release some paid packs of our own this year. We're currently categorizing all of our free packs under the Essential series, and we'll be categorizing all of our paid packs under the Pro series. So as we said, we did release a couple of free Essentials packs already, and we have plans to release a pretty big Pro pack later this year. Now, these Pro packs will have 4 times the sounds of all of our Essential free packs. And these paid packs will feature live recordings of local vocalists and artists. So super unique, high quality sounds that you won't be able to find anywhere else. But for now, let's go ahead and check out some of these free sample packs that we have. So here we are now on our website at MobileMusicPro.com, and we have a menu at the top where you can tap on free downloads. So if we tap on that, we can see that we can find our free sample packs. Currently, we only have 2 free sample packs, but we do plan to release many more this year. And in fact, the release schedule will be something like releasing 2 free sample packs, and then a paid pack, and then 2 free more. So we're always going to be providing you guys as much value as possible. So the first pack that we have here is called Essentials Pack 1, and the second is called Essentials Pack 2. Now the first pack is a bit of a general purpose pack designed for a variety of different genres, including things like pop, EDM, trap, and more. You'll find that this pack comes with over 200 royalty-free sounds and 6 drum kits. So really just a ton of sounds ready to go for you guys. And all of our sample packs are also designed for iPad first, which means that all of our sounds will come preloaded into a variety of different apps that you use every day. And some of those include things like Cubasis 2, Cubasis 3, Beatmaker, Nano Studio 2, and more. And here is our second free sample pack that we just recently released called Essentials Sample Pack 2 Pop. Now, as the name suggests, this is for a variety of different pop genres. Now, of course, pop itself can sort of bleed into a number of different genres like EDM, trap, rock, and more, so we did make sure that this pack is versatile enough to cover a bunch of those genres. Now, this particular pack is going to come with over 170 royalty-free sounds, including 5 drum kits. And you'll always be able to know what those sounds sound like by checking out our sound demo under where it says Preview. You can just tap the play button and hear what it sounds like. And again, all of our sounds are 100% royalty free, so you'll never have to pay any licensing fees on any of the sounds that you use for your productions. Alright guys, if you are still rocking with us, then we just can't thank you enough for being here. And we especially can't thank the people enough for being here for our live premieres. Now we really do hope that this video today can help you find some new samples, which can potentially give your overall productions a huge boost in quality. And in fact, next week we'll be showing you a video on how to import some of these amazing and fantastic samples and MIDI files into your native DAW, so that you really can take proper advantage of all they have to offer. And finally, don't forget about our brand new contest that we just launched to celebrate the release of our brand new free sample pack. We're really enjoying all the submissions so far and can't wait to see what else you guys are going to come up with. But please do make sure to hurry up and get your submission in as soon as you can, because the contest is ending soon on January 27th. For details on how to enter and to see all of the great prizes, make sure to visit MobileMusicPro.com/contest. And as always folks, we always have a ton more content coming your way, so if you do want to keep up with everything that we're doing over here at Mobile Music Pro, make sure to sign up for our free mailing list at MobileMusicPro.com. And so, until next time everybody, keep talking music and we'll see you later. These tools can really come in handy for these tools can be extremely handy and these tools can really be extremely handy for god damn, which can really help get their production sounding professional, which can really help get their production sounding as professional as God, I got